School Freeware's Visual Basic Express 2010 Tutorials. Tutorial 40. Dynamically Making Objects. EZInvaders Part 9. Copying and pasting objects within the form is a quick and easy way of getting around some problems. However, if we wanted to have hundreds of objects created, using the copy and paste method would be extremely tedious. So in some cases we would want to dynamically create objects within the form. So I'm going to leave the game be at this time so we can practice on a different form. So sometimes it's a good idea, if we just want to try things out, just to go ahead and create a new project. And I don't know which tutorial number this will be, so I'm just going to create a new project and I'll just leave it as Windows Application 1 under the Windows Form application. So here we have the form, and first thing I'm going to do is just put in two buttons. We have button 1 and button 2. Button 1 will actually create more buttons, and button 2 will work with some pictures. Before you dynamically create objects, it's a good idea to understand the properties of the object, including things like size, font, text, and so on. We will not be able to use the properties here. We will have to actually code it into the application. And I'll show you what I mean right now. So I'll just double click on button 1, and what I'm going to do is create a variable called NB, short for new button, as a button. And I may need a counter, so I'll just have dim x as integer. And here within button 1, what I'll do is call NB is equal to new button. And we'll have NB dot text is equal to hello. I'll set NB dot left to equal 5 and NB top to equal 20. And the last little part here is very important to remember, and that's called controls dot add, and then the name of the object, in this case NB. If you forget to add this line, nothing will be created. So I'll go ahead and run, and you see that the button automatically pops up on the form just as I had told it to do with the properties here. I'll go ahead and run this again, and if I were to click on the button many times, it looks like nothing is happening, but I'm actually creating several buttons over each other. So what I can do here is I'll just go ahead and change the top to state NB top equals X, and then here when the button is clicked, I'll have X equals X plus, and I'll put in let's say 10. Go ahead, run, and you see that they're now created down the line. Maybe I'll space them out a little bit better by saying 25 here, and they are spaced out much better. So each time I click on button 1, I create a new button. Close down the form, and I'll just double click on button 2, and this time let's go ahead and work with a picture box. So once again, I'll just go ahead and dim a variable, and I'll just call it pic, as picture box. And I may want to do the same thing like I did with X, so I'll just have Y as integer. Okay, I'll set Y to equal Y plus 50 because the picture box that I'll use will have a width and height of 50. So pic is equal to new picture box, pic dot left, I'll have it equal Y, pic dot width will equal 50, pic dot height will also equal 50, and when I have pic dot image equal And right now I don't have an image loaded into the application resources, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So let's go to Project, Windows Application Properties. I'll go to Resources, and here it's set for string, but if I click on this little down arrow next to Add Resources, I can go to Add Existing File. I'll go to the desktop where I have an image. Here's one that says Invader on it. I'll use the Invader image. Click on Open. The Invader is put into the application. So here under the Solution Explorer I have Resources Invader. So I'll go back to the code and I'll put in my.resources.invader. And I must not forget to add the pick to the controls. So controls.add pick. And now when I go ahead and run, button 1 still works. And also I have all these wonderful invaders added each time I click on button 2. So next tutorial we'll go ahead and work with dynamically creating the invaders to work with our game.